Well, it's Saturday, May 15th. Just got home from work. Um, just about to go for a run. It's cool out. It's sunny. Favorable conditions. Light wind. Um, Foot's okay, I think. We'll see how that goes. Try not to push it. I think I was pushing it a little bit. So I was like, step back a little bit. Give it a couple days. I don't know. But it's okay. It's okay enough. So anyway, I enjoy it, and as long as I can do it and it doesn't seem to, bother me too much, then I don't see the harm. And I don't know. I still don't know what to make of anything. It's like if I'm supposed to know something, I don't. And it's like, yeah. So it's like, I guess I haven't talked about it for a long time because I don't know what there is to talk about. The conversation has just kind of moved on, changed, or I've left it, or I don't even know. And now I'm just talking to myself, like how it always was. But I guess I did have an audience, when I was originally doing these, a thought in mind. And I don't know. Like how much of that was just of my own invention, just totally my imagination. Because it's not the first time where I just imagine things, I read into things, stuff that's not even there. Because I can read myself into situations and place myself, and to me that's like, it felt welcome, it felt something, but I don't know, it might just been my imagination. So, because I did ask questions, and yeah, and there were questions that couldn't be answered. But I asked my questions, and so I feel okay about that. In those moments when I needed to step up and be assertive, and I have a right to feel, I have a right to be, I have a right to think. I also have the right to ask questions when I'm confused. That's why I ask my questions. People have a right not to answer as well, So, and I didn't press the issue. I just left it. It's like, I guess I'm okay with not knowing to a certain degree. But also, without the knowing, it means that I don't know. And it's like, how long am I okay with not knowing? I mean, life goes on. It's like, if this isn't real, if there's nothing real, then what am I doing? And it's like, I might as well just start a conversation with somebody else. Start trying to communicate with somebody else. I mean, it'll be a different conversation. And there won't be the same connection, but there never is the same connection between two different people. So, I don't know. Can't replicate or duplicate anything. Not in my experience. And I should never be comparing one person to another person anyway. It'll just always be different. And that's not a bad thing. But, so, yeah, a lot of it for me has been about, trying to emotionally distance, disengage, and disintegrate. Just because my feelings were doing me no good. And I think I read myself into a situation where I don't belong. And I think I was in it by myself. And I think it was extremely emotionally damaging and harmful to me, and my continued presence and writing as if there was something on, it's like, well, that must be, extremely taxing, nerve-wracking, guilt-pressing onto the other person, because they don't have those feelings that I might be assigning onto them. They are not the person that I want them to be for me, or I think that they are. They might be, but they don't think they are. Or they aren't, and I think they are. But somewhere in the middle, something's wrong. And I can't insist upon it just because I think it is. If they don't think it is, then, yeah. So, separate ways. It's a shame. But I don't know. So, I don't have the emotional intelligence, really, to figure out all this kind of stuff. I don't have the background or experience either. I'm just kind of new. I'm new to all this. I'm new to a lot of things. There's just a lot that I missed out on while I was sleeping. Or just unconscious to the world. But, I am awake now, more or less. So I am trying. But that means I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm going to misinterpret things, and so as much patience as I feel that everyone needs to have with me, I need to reflect and have that patience back. Because a lot of this is about preservation and preserving moments and experience, and trying to not recapture, but rekindle my own humanity and my own, I don't know if I ever had faith in humanity, but to try to find some, because I don't have much connection, really, and the world is a terrible place. If you look at the human side of it, and how humans or people treat each other, and how they, terrorize their own environment to meet short-sighted, narrow-minded goals. And it's really horrific. And it doesn't stop. It just keeps getting worse with never-ending population booms. And you'd think we'd learn, but we don't. We compound problems. We spread problems. We are the problem. And when we try to make things better, we tend to make things worse. So it's like, so it's disheartening, and it makes me ashamed, to be one of them. So, anyway. What good, I try not to think about that, though. I just do what I do, and, I don't have to understand or agree with everything else. So, trying to find some sort of sense of satisfaction or contentment with my life, with my way of being, with how I am and what I contribute. It doesn't have to be perfect. Well, it's never going to be anyway, but just being okay with myself is a good start. And I still try to find anybody else to talk to and communicate with, but I have trouble. Doesn't seem like anybody has time. So And, when, I don't know, it's just complicated. So, and the most recent stirring that I don't understand is like I just continue on my way of just doing what I do, writing what I write, with no real audience or intent. I just figure I'm just writing for myself. Just alone again. No one's paying attention, no one's listening, no one's watching. And that's where I do my best, I guess, is when I don't feel like I'm being observed. I'm most natural when just left to my own devices, and as soon as I think somebody's watching or paying attention, then I'm like, I'm more careful and selective and censoring. So, anyway, so I just figure I'm just all by myself, so. Old coffee. It's good for going for a run. At least I like a little, caffeine before going for a run. I don't know. And, I don't know. And again, with the writing, it's more accurate to my thoughts than this. This, I feel like I'm having to talk and just, it's less disciplined, less practice. There's no rehearsal, and I don't do takes, very rarely, unless I say something I really didn't mean to say, and it sounds really bad, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to say that, and it's going to sound bad. But then again, it's like, no one, so it's like, it doesn't matter. And being true to myself, true in the moment, something means something to me, and then later, yeah, I said that, and it meant to me in that moment what it meant to me. It's like, thoughts are just as in flux and change as anything else. And being responsible to my own emotional state and the actions that might take place afterwards. It's like, yeah, it's like what I've said up to this point, I meant, and I still mean it. Everything's changed, but a lot of, yeah, it's scary. It's pretty scary. And it's probably best for me to just, work on continuing to distance, disengage, and disintegrate, diminish, reduce. Because they're good feelings. Well, they're healthy, normal, regular type feelings that people have. But I will drive myself crazy not being able to express or communicate as efficiently as I would like to, because I don't feel that my feelings are wanted, and if anything, they are unwelcome and undesirable and bothersome. So I don't. I even avoid paying compliments. I'm very delicate with compliments I pay. I'm allowed, I feel. I have permission to pay compliments to an extent, but there's a fine line. Or I don't know, it's weird. But I've been walking that line, and I don't know. It's fun, but as long as I don't feel like I'm being, that's the phrase I've been coming back to. It's like, feel like I'm being, I'm involved in some sort of game, and I'm being, teased, toyed with, played, like, so maybe I'm not supposed to be taking it so seriously, but somebody forgot to tell me that, and I am taking it seriously. Maybe I'm not supposed to. But I don't know how not to. You know, once I get invested, once I get attached, yeah, it's like, yeah, and then it's just a matter of, well, that wasn't real. I guess it's time to just put up barriers and walls and thresholds and just go back to just some sort of artificiality of like, yeah, like you're a person that I know at acquaintance level, you know, where I've gotten to know them probably maybe more than what I should have, and maybe that makes some people uncomfortable when they feel that they're known better than what they would like to be known, because that person now has information or something and could say something, I don't know. But with me, it doesn't matter, because most likely I'll just forget. And I'm very good about anonymity. So, but anyway, I didn't really have much to say. But I still, I don't even, it's like, I mentioned it, it's like, I don't even have the words yet. But I'm working on it. And maybe not for this situation, but for the next situation, or another situation, or another person even. I don't even know. I'm not real happy. It's highly inconvenient to have these feelings. I mean, for me, it's like, as soon as I start to feel like I'm getting some distance, then I get kind of pulled back in, and I get reminded of like those feelings, like this is exactly why I have them in the first place. It's like, So, I just figure, I don't know. I don't figure much. I just, it is frustrating. We all know that. And it's like, one thing I've been told, and it's been repeated more than once, is about, people are just fascinated by somebody that's going to take the time to be, writing and, talking to this imaginary person and writing all these lovely things, and people just don't understand that. And it's like, yeah, you're talking to a guy that's been making videos and talking and writing, and yeah, I don't know anything about that, about writing and sharing, and for a long time, and not even this, but the whole start of my whole Facebook thing was writing for somebody else that wasn't paying attention, and it disappeared, and I was still writing to them for years, so not directly after years. I had kind of given up hope eventually. It took months, but they, eventually I kind of like moved on and started kind of writing to other people that I encountered. But still, in the back of my mind, I was like, well, maybe she's reading, and maybe she's getting something out of it. I don't know. But I was still kind of writing. That maybe it was still, some bit of it was still getting through, just like, oh, there's that guy that I know or knew. He's still doing whatever, he's still writing. So, at least at the base level, I can be a distraction from everyday problems that anybody happens to have that pays attention. It's like, maybe a little entertaining, maybe a little bit distracting. I mean, these aren't good compliments to be paying myself. Like, I'm entertaining. My misery, my confusion is entertaining. Great. That's great. You know, or, you know, but the worst thing is like, if people read it and it's like, oh, this poor person torturing himself. Well, I'm good at it, apparently. I'm good at torturing myself. I've been doing it for a long time. I should have some skill at it. I know my weak spots. Anyway, the latest batch of readings, and it's like, I am just now calling them creative writings and imaginative thinkings. And they are not about anybody. They're not for anybody. They're just an expression of a feeling, unattached. It has nothing to do with me or anybody that I know or anybody in that area. It's like, it's just unattached, unassigned expression of feelings. Which is okay. I can respect that. But I'd like to think that maybe, just a little bit, I helped to inspire and create some of those words. Not the feelings, but maybe the words themselves, lending life to the words, legitimizing some thought, you know, because we need something to wrap our thoughts around, and the words are what we can attach and wrap our thoughts onto, and we kind of get a sense of when it's flowing okay. Whereas like right now, this is just gibberish, so I don't pay attention to this. I'm talking. But anyway, this run isn't going to run itself, so I should go. But I guess I am still glad to be making these, even though they are, and probably should be, embarrassing or humiliating. But I am less often embarrassed or humiliated these days. I've gotten a lot of practice at those things too. You know, getting over my own fear and pride, whatever shame, I guess. Some would call it arrogance. And they might be right. No, I think I've paid for it. I think I'm still paying for it. No. Well, anyway, I'll probably do some writing later. I feel like writing. I'm kind of tired of talking. I'm also tired of looking at it. So, you know, hair is getting long. And the nice thing is, it's finally long enough that I can tie it up and it just kind of stays mostly in place at work. You know, eventually little bits fall out, but, you know, mostly it stays in place throughout the day. And I only have to, like, fix it a couple times. But, so, it's cool. Yeah, anyway, I don't have anything else, so I should go. And I'm approaching 25 minutes, so that's a good time.